the weather tomorrow for the run and the walk, not the best. Sunday actually looks pretty good for the cycling.
Yeah, I don't know what direction they're going because that's going to make a big difference. If you were going like northwest wind will be at your back, then you're good. But
you're always going to have to face it, though, right? I mean, you're going to loop around.
At some point, yeah. I don't know.
At some point.
Do I look like someone who runs their bikes all that often? I don't know. Sure, that sounds right. At some point, you come back around. Visible satellite here. I wanted to show you something really interesting. We had a nice sunny day in a lot of spots. Great. But look at the speed of these clouds and how they are going in a different direction over down East Maine. I thought, well, that's kind of curious. Zoom out. What do you know? It's connected to Fiona. There's Fiona right down there. By the way, I just wanted to point this out. This is the way the satellite takes pictures. It puts all the pictures together, and this is the edge of this picture. So obviously the storm continues, but that's how the disk works. Fiona now has that elongated mid-latitude look to it. That's what happens when tropical systems get stretched by the jet stream. So Fiona, by later on tonight and early tomorrow morning, will be not far away from us in Nova Scotia. The clouds will be there as a result. Over western Maine, we won't see much in the way of clouds to start, temperatures in the 40s. It's a cool start tomorrow, and it's very windy over down East Maine. I'll give you some numbers here in a minute. Breezy mid-coast on westward. Temperatures start in the 40s. We end up in the 60s. It's actually a pretty nice day. I know that sounds wild because Fiona's right there, but I think for a lot of us, it'll just be sunny and breezy, which is not a whole lot different than today. It's clear and cool tomorrow night, and then Sunday's a mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures in the upper 60s. We might be able to get to 70 briefly, and then showers come in right around sunset in through Sunday night. A couple of downpours are possible there. So here's Fiona right now, down to a Category 3. It will be a post-tropical storm by the time it moves into Nova Scotia. The nomenclature doesn't really matter. The point is that this thing is going to go basically due north from here on out, slam into Nova Scotia, and then dissipate after that. But that's relatively close to us. So as far as the winds go, I think we'll be around 45 miles an hour for gusts in down East Maine. And my sense is that's pretty doable in down east. I don't think it's going to be enough to cause a lot of problems, especially with northwest winds, not over the open ocean with no friction, but northwest hitting a lot of land mass. I think that it will be windy. There'll be scattered power outages. I don't think this is a major event for them, though. And same deal across northern Maine, and the winds die down by about the middle of the day. It'll take until the afternoon over down east. So there is a high wind warning in effect. I think that's appropriate. The trigger point for that is 45 miles an hour, but I just want to be clear, I don't think there's a whole lot more on the other side for that to be alarmed about. All right, we've got another tropical system to talk about very quickly. This is a depression right now, but this is where the models have it going over the next couple of days into early next week, which would be into southern Florida, and then from there we don't know. So I wanted to show you that because I feel pretty good about up until about Wednesday, the forecast. Thursday and Friday, not so much. When there's two tropical systems, they do a lot of funky things to the models in the atmosphere. So don't plan on Thursday just yet, but I think up until then, it's actually not a bad pattern for us, even though Fiona was nearby.
Sounds good, and we will stay tuned. We're back after this.